so dope, Spirit. I got a ring light, you guys. And it's like a... Let's get to the point. So somebody asked me to do a video on cutting a cord. Cutting ties with somebody, cutting a cord spell. So I'm going to make this quick. 3 easy, quick ways. The first one, you don't actually need anything. But if you have a string, like yarn, a regular string, whatever of your choice, something to cut in half, okay? You want to be able to cut it easily. You want to picture you holding one side, another person holding another side, and you want to think about that bond you guys have to each other, that connection, what is holding you to each other. you wanna imagine it while you're holding the string. You can close your eyes, you can meditate on this, visualize it. You know, you want to use your third eye chakra, kind of activate it for this. And you want to picture that other person holding the other side. So that's their energy and your energy bonded together. And when you're closing your eyes and you're picturing the connection between you two, you want to picture it getting cut in half. You're doing the cutting. You're in control. Not that other person. You are. So you have the scissors in your hand. Picture it, all right? You're going to cut it. You're going to cut this in half. But while you're cutting it in half, you're still picturing the other person on the other side holding it. And you cut it, okay? And once you cut it, you're telling yourself you're released. You're letting go of this attachment. You are detaching yourself to this person. And you can like do this every day if you want to. You can do it twice a week. You can do it as much as you feel like you need it. Because once you feel better and you feel like you have released that energy, you will know that you have released that energy. So you don't have to have a string to do that. Like I said, it's about visualizing and setting intention. So you could use a string. I just think it adds more energy, more flavor. But you don't have to use a string if you don't have a string. So then the next way is you can use a little candle magic to help you. Fire is very powerful, you guys. Get into it. So what I usually do with candles is I poke 3 holes going clockwise. You don't want to go counterclockwise because you don't want to reverse what you've done. Like you want it to go the right way, not the opposite way. Okay, so you want to do 3 triangles clockwise. Pick your plants. So for this, pretend this is a black candle. This is black, okay? I would use a white or black candle. I also have a black and white skull because it reflects obviously humans. And I would honestly use that, but if you don't have that, you can use a black or white candle. And for black, it's for dispelling negative energy. White, purification. So I would use black just to get rid of that negative energy between you two, because sometimes you can't heal from certain relationships. You can't get that closure, so you have to make sure you close it yourself. So as long as you heal your part of a toxic relationship, or maybe a toxic friendship, whatever the case may be, as long as you heal your part, you're not going to have any hatred or, you know, any negative feeling towards that person. It's going to heal the relationship naturally because it's just going to all be let go. So the 3 that I would choose personally is lavender, rose petals for love, because you guys got to be careful with spells. A lot of times, you know, people can do a money spell, and if they're not setting their intentions right, they can get money through a car accident or something that can be, you know, unsafe. So when you cut cords with somebody, you don't want them to die. You don't want them to get ill. You don't want it to be a disaster. You want it to be safe. So that's why I would add the rose petals, you know, to add a little love, sweetness to it. And then rosemary for protection. And all of the ingredients you use for your spell, you want to sprinkle it clockwise. You do everything clockwise. You could put the initials of the person. You can carve it in. You can carve their initials in. You can have a picture of them underneath the candle. Make it more powerful. The more you add to your ritual, the more energy you're putting into it. So the more, the better. You can add powders, you can add conjure oil, you can add plants, glitter, dazzle it up. This is your spell. Do what you want. You can even add a bay leaf, and you want to write your intentions on there. So in this case, detach or remove, unbind, remove jinx. Like, you want to put different words on here that goes with your intention for this spell, and you want to burn it on the flame. But while you're dressing your candle up and you're sprinkling everything clockwise, you say your intention in your head or out loud. And that also adds energy, you guys. You guys are powerful. So make sure you use everything you can use. Like, your mind is powerful alone. So just imagine adding all these different energies into your spell. So before anything, you want to cleanse your candles or anything you work with to make sure it's good. And once you finish dressing it however you want to dress it, you then light the candle. And then after you light the candle, you focus on the flame. This is when you add visuals and you meditate on it. While looking at the flame, your intention is being set, okay? And you want to picture in your head that flame between you guys is going out. It's done. Add a little water to that flame in your head. It's done. After the flame goes out, there's no returning. There's no love lost. It's just done, right? Even though this flame is still going, because at the end of the day, this candle is going to eventually go out, but you want to picture your fire going out with that person, like that fire, that flame between you guys. You want it to leave, so you picture it going out in your head, and that's a good way to and you want to add that you safely want to do this. You do not want to cause harm or ill towards anybody. Once you heal from a relationship or a friendship or a toxic family member, whoever you're doing this for, you're not going to have any ill feelings towards them. Like, a lot of people have this hatred towards like exes or friends that they have been in dealings with. Like, you know, they wish them the worst, or they can't bring them up without being so hateful. And it's like, you want to heal that for you, not for anybody else. Because a lot of times you don't get closure, so you got to close that chapter in your book yourself and be okay with that. And that's just what it is. That's a part of healing and moving forward and letting go. And then last but not least, this one's kind of funny. Well, it's not funny, but it's kind of funny. You want to like use a piece of paper. You can use parchment paper, a regular piece of paper, any paper you're okay with it burning. And you want to list all the reasons you don't like that person. Like, a lot of times people think that they have an attachment and it's literally to that person, and it's not. A lot of times attachments is like in the mind. Like, you are so much better off with certain people. Like, sometimes our mind tells us we're attached and we're really not. And once you write down a list of things within that person that is just toxic or negative, if it outweighs the good, there's a problem. Okay? And that's why you really want to release this person. So if it's just a whole bunch of, you know, negative things, and you're looking at it like, wow, why am I attached to this person? Or why am I having like this hold to this person that's not even good for me? You're going to want to release it even more. So once you're finished writing everything down, you reread it out loud 3 times. Or you might wonder, like, how many times I got to do this? You want to do this until you know you're good. Like, until you wake up and you have no ill feelings, or you don't feel that bond to you guys anymore. You do it until you feel that. If you still have these negative thoughts about this person and you still have attachments, you want to continue to do it until you're fully released. And a lot of times what we don't realize is, once we make a routine out of something, we become used to it. We become so used to doing it for ourselves. That's why I called it like a little ritual, because you start to do it maybe twice a week, maybe every day at a certain time, and you kind of start to look forward to it, and then you start to see the effects of it. So it's like eating healthy. You switch up a routine, you eat healthy, And, you know, after a week, your body, you start glowing, you know, you start becoming stronger. And then over time, you see that your routine has become your life. It has become a part of your healing. So it's the same thing with magic, with spells. You become accustomed to doing a routine that is good for you. So do this as many times as you feel like you need to do it. And always remember to never take things personal. It's always vibrational. So once you become a person that wants to heal and not be miserable, hateful, have hatred or ill feelings towards anybody, no matter how toxic they are, you're going to learn how to heal properly and release. You have to know when to release, because we're going to suffer. In this life, we're going to suffer, but we have to know how to prevent future suffering. You don't want to continue to suffer. You don't want to wake up miserable every day. You should wake up grateful that you have been given another day. So add this to your ritual. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want to see any more videos, definitely let me know.